Welcome back. Grayscale is heading to court following the SEC's rejection of its spot Bitcoin ETF, and a new Axios report reveals some of the regulatory hurdles that remain in the U.S. to get there. Research firm ETF telling the publication that over 150 crypto exchange-traded products are available around the world, but the U.S. actually only accounts for 3 of them. Joining us now to discuss is Leah Wald. She's the CEO of crypto asset manager Valkyrie. Hi, Leah. Great to have you. So, I saw that you had mentioned in a recent tweet thread that suing the SEC for a spot Bitcoin ETF isn't likely to succeed. And we just heard from Bitwise that legal action isn't off the table. So I wanted to know, weigh in here and tell us what are your thoughts?
Sure. And Christine, thanks for having me. It's great to see you again. It is definitely off the table for us. We are not going to sue the SEC. We think that is a very poor judgment choice to go about that type of aggressive action. Completely opposite. We appreciate working with the SEC staff. We are speaking to other regulators in DC and believe that through working together, collaboration, education, we will get there to that holy grail of the Bitcoin spot ETF, but not through the aggressive actions that we've seen with Grayscale and potentially from the former guest at Bitwise. That is definitely not in alignment with how we do business and how we want to approach the regulators in DC.
So why do you think they're potentially trying to get regulation through litigation? You don't think that'll work?
No, not at all. There's a lot that needs to still be done for a Bitcoin spot ETF to get approved. I think we have a lot of hurdles. Very specifically, Chairman Gensler has expressed a desire to have an exchange register with the SEC, specifically Bitcoin to be trading under SEC purview. It is likely no coincidence that we are struggling to put an unregulated asset into a regulated wrapper. And if an exchange were to register with the agency, that problem would likely be solved. You said right before I came on that 150 vehicles are in the rest of the world. That's amazing. And I do think that we will get there. But again, we need to listen to what Chairman Gensler is explicitly saying. As we saw last year, he explicitly talked about CME futures in a 40 Act wrapper. They were comfortable with that. We put in our filing right after. It made total sense. So I don't know why, our other issuers and competitors aren't understanding that we should be listening to what the SEC is saying and what Chairman Gensler is saying. And I do hope that our entire industry does raise up and starts to listen, and hopefully an exchange does register with the agency.
Meanwhile, you mentioned that institutions are investing in GBTC to take advantage of a 3% discount on that Bitcoin spot ETF in hopes of in the discount in the trust in hopes of a spot ETF conversion. So what if this doesn't happen?
It's very likely that it won't happen. It's very unprecedented. The conversion of a trust into an ETF, there's a lot of hurdles there. There's a potential that it would need to delist and go private prior to then being converted and uplisting into an ETF. I don't think that Grayscale would want to go that route due to redemptions. There's a lot of structural issues for that conversion to actually take place. And to your point, a lot of investors are holding on, hoping that that discount will be made whole. However, what will happen to the industry? What will happen to Bitcoin prices? What will happen to the redemption process and the entire ecosystem if that were not possible? If instead the SEC said, no, we don't appreciate the lawsuit that you're bringing to us. We don't want to provide this, unique situation to support what you're up to in order to do that conversion process. And instead, we're going to say no or put it on the back burner while they approve other issuers' ETFs. And I think that could be very dangerous for the industry, but also, potentially a course that happens. So that's why, coming back to the point, we need to work with the SEC to help them understand the ecosystem, to help them feel more comfortable. And I think that a lot has changed in the past years. It definitely has, but a lot more work needs to be done for sure.